I was laughing while reading Shehu's statement on why Buhari didn't remove subsidy. Afegwa. Kasim Afegwa, a former commissioner of information in Edo State, has revealed that how he reacted when he saw the statement released by Shehu, the former spokesperson to the immediate past president, Muhammadu Buhari, on why the former president did not remove the fuel subsidy while his 8-year administration lasted. While speaking on this during the interview with TVC, Afegwa said that he laughed while reading the statement, adding that a president does not need to wait till the last few months before his tenure expiration before taking a decision. He said, I was laughing while reading the statement credited to Shehu on why Buhari didn't remove subsidy, and that if he had removed subsidy, it would have affected the APC in the elections. In 8 years, a president who wants to remove subsidy does not need to wait till the last month or last 3 months to make such a decision. President Bola Tinubu has taken an uncommon stand and an uncommon decision by pronouncing the removal of fuel subsidy from the first day, even though that statement wasn't captured in his speech. He didn't wait for another 7 years plus for him to begin to think about subsidy. It is better for him to confront the problems on the very first day than drag it as if he's massaging the ego of economic saboteurs. Interesting. To be honest, this is so confusing. Why? And it's confusing because on one hand, when this subsidy came out, this new subsidy, because it wasn't like this subsidy was introduced, I think, about October, November last year. And I remember doing the news on it, and I was saying that this number is ridiculous. For how many months? Especially when you're leaving office. Why would you do that? And then to also hear, which is a verified claim, that Buhari didn't do it so he wouldn't ruin APC's chances of losing the elections. Because imagine if the present administration had done that. Of course, that would be a big mess up on their part. So yes, for their own selfish reasons, they did not remove it. But I think there's so many parts to this subsidy that we just need to discuss. First of all, the idea and the plan of a subsidy, in economics, the idea on paper is not for subsidy to continue, right? It is more like a helping hand given to the industry, in this case, the oil industry, to reduce production costs and if production costs are reduced, it means that it's affordable for consumers, meaning the Nigerians can buy it at an affordable rate where it's not too expensive for them. That is the whole point. A subsidy is not an ongoing measure. Do you know how subsidies go on and off so many times? It's like the oil industry depends on subsidies, and it's so embarrassing. Why? Because we are so dependent on oil, yet we haven't even stabilized the industry. Because the point of a subsidy, ideally is to allow for more people in that industry, the oil industry, so there can be more producers, meaning that there are more producers producing oil and supplying oil, meaning that they're more they can cater to the demand more effectively, rather than having a few functioning enterprises or firms in the market, which is too much stress on them. But there's a corruption side to it, because the companies that are controlling the oil in Nigeria do not want more to enter. Why? Because again, if oil is the main source of income, where people are getting their profits and billionaires are being made, it's like sharing profit with other entrants in the market. But why can't you make your thing, your industry, efficient, right? Even if you want to be corrupt, it's like you don't want to make it efficient. You don't want to have entrants into the market. You don't want people to engage in oil. So what do? The country remains stagnant. And this is why we do not grow. Because again, first of all, the fact that we're depending on one avenue for our income is just ridiculous, especially for a country. And secondly, it's like, this is an avenue where you can basically milk the government of money. That's the first side of it. The second part of it is the political aspect to it, especially for APC and their intentions. They want to remain in power. The fact that the subsidy is meant to stabilize an industry whereby the industry is not dependent on subsidies from the government. What they've now done is that if they had removed it, look at what has happened. Tinubu has removed it, prices have gone too high. So what does that mean? We can't afford it. People are agitated. People are irritated. So for them, having the argument of why did they not even, make a decision to cushion the effects? We were never, the Nigerian people were never considered in this decision. The aftermath or the consequences will not fall on them. It will fall on the people. But you can show that the people were never in their minds because their aim and intention was just to make sure the APC still remained in power. And knowing that, especially with how the elections were, if the government made any foolish move, for APC, that's their candidate gone. So it was more of a political move than anything. And you can definitely see it. A political move that served, to allow for corruption, because the money was in the trillions or billions, and it was just for how many months? For 8 months? That is crazy. It was in that billions and ridiculous numbers. So as much as, it was a political thing, it also allowed for the present or the past administration to finish off the administration and, take some funds. That's what I personally believe, because it's so ideal and so convenient for you to establish a subsidy right at the end of your tenure. Come on now. Put what you think about it in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.